Are you a service-based business owner looking to increase profits to fund your lifestyle? Well, this podcast is for you. We bring you inspirational guests sharing actionable tips to solve many of the struggles you face each and every day. And now, over to your host, Paul Higgins.
Hi, Paul here. Before we get into the show, would you like to make a great first impression on LinkedIn? If so, I have something just for you. When people search for your name on Google, your LinkedIn profile will normally come up first. Before meeting someone for the first time, how often do they view your LinkedIn profile? For many coaches and consultants I begin to work with, their profiles don't do them any justice. I've created a simple solution where you can whip your profile into shape to have your best foot forward when attracting new clients on LinkedIn. Go to blgdownload.com, so that's blgdownload.com, to get your 5 killer tips today. Hello to the Build, Live, Give Solo podcast, episode number 290. If it is your first time, welcome. And if you love what you hear, please subscribe. I recommend listening to episode 0.5. It's a great guide for you to understand all the other episodes. If you're a regular, thanks for your support. I love listening to podcasts and always have follow-up questions. If you are the same, just go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/questions and lodge yours. I promise to answer it. Also, please check out past shows on your favorite platform. Just search Build, Live, Give. So today's topic is results, not features. So what you will learn why it's important to focus on results, not features. And also I'll give you some real life examples that have really made a difference for both myself and, more importantly, some of my clients. So I'm in a group program at the moment to improve my marketing. I love helping people with sales, but to be honest, sometimes I struggle with the marketing, and it's actually, if I was really honest, it's most times. And I've joined something called Black Belt. It's a fantastic community run by Taki Moore, and if you haven't followed Taki's stuff, I 100% recommend to do that. So it's Taki, Taki Moore, Moore. And in my opinion, he is, literally one of the best marketers for coaches and consultants on the planet. So if that's you listening right now, go check out his stuff. And he likes to keep things simple. That's what I really like about it. It's so easy to overcomplicate marketing, but he keeps it simple. And he talks about how you really need to understand someone's real problems, right? What I call a real problem is, I call it a hair on fire problem. So if any of you have looked at, some of my profile, etc., you'll know that I don't have a lot of hair. I shave it every week. I can grow it. I just choose not to. But for me, it's really making sure that you're solving something that is crystal clear that they need to fix. Okay, it's really making a huge impact on the life, and also that you've got a promise on how you're going to solve it. So, and that promise you need to deliver on, right? So you definitely need to have that. And it sort of made me reflect on, what do I see when I mentor people in sales? And I often see that people are so passionate about what they're doing that it's easy to get caught up in the what you do versus the why you do it for people, right? And it's the old, selling the sausage versus the sizzle, which I'm sure you've heard about before. And I work with many people selling outsourcing services as an example. And, often they're so focused on what they do and the features of their program, they get lost. Also, I work with some SaaS resellers, and it's the same thing. And finally, consultants, right? So highly intelligent, really know their stuff, they're great. But when you're a busy entrepreneur and you want to buy off someone, you don't always want to know all the detail. You just want to know what the outcome is, right? What's in it for me? What's the result that I can do? And I'll give you a quick analogy. When I was back working at Coca-Cola, we once had a brand manager come in, and he was running the Fanta brand, which I think is global. And he basically said, look, I think about Fanta 100% of the time, right? For you, it's, you may think of Fanta like a minute, and for the consumer, it's a speck. So you got to really make sure it's like a speck of time for them. You've really got to make sure that you're always aware of that. And I think, often we get so caught up in what we're doing, we don't realize that, it's a simple result people want, not all the detail. And Nathan Chan has a a great way of saying this, and he's a former guest. If you go to episode 72, you can hear Nathan. He's done an amazing job, an Australian guy that's built Founder, and it's an amazing media company now all over the world. But he spoke about giving people Panadol, not vitamins. And I think that's a great analogy when you look at this. Are you really giving people a Panadol, something to solve that headache they've got, or are you giving them vitamins, which is often sometimes the features not that important? So how good are you about talking about the results of your service and, versus how it works? Are you getting lost in the features? And before I go into some examples of this, I'd like to talk to you about Dubb, D-U-B-B. It's an all-in-one sales and marketing video platform that helps to attract, convert, and retain more happy clients. Don't we all need more of those? I used it this week to send videos to Sales Machine members, my membership, to re-engage with them. Why not check it out for yourself? Just go to buildlivegive.com/Dubb. So what are some examples? So I'll take you through my Accelerate system as an example, right? So my Accelerate system, it's group and one-on-one mentoring. It's got 10 modules, and I'm really proud of those modules. It's been built up from, my 27 years of sales experience, 18 at Coca-Cola, the rest in my own business, sailing and exiting one of those. But, it's very easy for me to get lost in those features, right? But ultimately, the results are that people want, and the results that I say is, look, ultimately they want one high-paying client within 12 weeks of the program, right? So it pays the investment back, but also then they get a system that gets them 1 to 3 high-paying clients a month. And if you go onto my LinkedIn profile, you can see that I clearly articulate. So that's the result that people want. And to be honest, it's not the real result. So the real result is deeper than that. So if you refer back to episode 278 of the Build, Live, Give podcast, I talk about the 5 whys, and it helps you to get to the real reason that your clients want it. And you uncover that in the sales process, right? But at the top line, you have to have a very clear statement. So I'd love to know, who are you working with, right? If you're working through your clients, what are the results they want? And I want to give you a specific example. So one of my clients, a fantastic business, they provide chief of staffs to fast-growing entrepreneurs. Like you might be here at the moment thinking, I've got all this operational stuff that I'm doing. I've got, I'm letting go of the delivery, but I'm still in ops and I'm not really doing what I should be doing. That, their services are perfect for you. If you want to know more about them, just hit me up after this podcast, after you've listened. But they've got awesome people, they've got a great process, but that once again is the features. So the result is greater profitability, right? And it's the fact that they've got someone that can actually help expedite and implement the strategies with precision is what gets in that greater profitability. So for you, I'd love to hear your example of how you are selling the results, not the features, and have a real look and think hard about it. So 3 key actions from today. Actually, I'll narrow it. I'll make it simple. 2. So one is step back and look at whether you are caught up in selling features, not results. And then the other is, like I said, send me some examples. I'd love to hear and, help you where I can. You can get all the links in the show notes at paulhigginsmentoring.com/podcast, episode 290 on the app you're listening to now. I recommend the Pocket Cast app. No tie-up. I just love using that app on my Apple phone. Listen to episode 0.5 if you're new. It gives you a great overview. If you want to know if you've got the sales machine to meet your ambitions, go to paulhigginsmentoring.com/assessment. There's 14 questions, 3 minutes. And then what I do is offer you a call where I'll give you a plan. It's not a sales call, it's a plan. Please connect and follow me on LinkedIn. And like I said, all of my results statements are there. I've just recently updated it so you can see that versus focusing on the features. If you know someone interested in improving their marketing message and once again focusing on things that really matter, please share this with them. Please take action to build, live, and give.
Thanks for listening to the Build, Live, Give podcast. If you like what you heard, please share it and leave us a review. It would mean the world to us.